Hey YouTube, it's Justin here, aka Demonic Sweaters. Today we're going to be talking about this really cool fill that I just played right there. This is from the song Level of Concern by 21 Pilots. And the drummer for this song is Josh Dunn. You're probably familiar with him if you're watching this video. But anyway, I first came across this fill. I mean, I'd heard the song, but I didn't really pay attention, quite honestly. But from another drum lesson that I found online by CJM Drums, and I'll post a link to his YouTube video down below, which goes through this entire song, but he doesn't break it down. He just gives you the notation and plays along. He does a really good job, but I figured, some people would like to see how to actually play this fill or kind of have it broken down a little bit more because it's kind of deceptively difficult. Now, I would consider this fill maybe upper intermediate to advanced. Now, it's kind of difficult sometimes to say what level a drum part is because everybody has different skill levels, as well as I feel like a lot of online drummers or drum instructors online are kind of afraid to admit when something is difficult. Like, I don't know. I think that's a weird way to be for drum instructors. Like, admit it. If it's, I didn't think this was like the hardest thing I've ever done, but it was challenging, and I've been playing for a very long time. And the reason why this fill is challenging is because the way that it switches from basically leading with your right hand in the beginning, and then switching to leading with your left hand, and then switching back to ending leading with your right hand. And what that means, well, basically I'll break that all down here in a second. But first off, let's talk about counting. So counting drum parts is actually really important to figuring out how to play them. And the way we count different parts, say you're new to drumming altogether, you don't read music or anything like that, is counting the different note values. In this particular fill, we're counting eighth notes and 16th notes. Notes, think about notes, values of notes, and I teach a lot of kids, so I use the metaphor of think about values of notes like a pizza. Like you have a whole pizza. A whole pizza is going to be your whole note. If you slice that pizza right down the middle, you end up with two halves, half notes. If you slice it again this way, you end up with four quarter notes, quarter slices of pizza. And if you keep doing that, just doing it in half over and over again, eighth note, 16th note. So you're counting all those individual slices of that original whole pizza. To count eighth notes, you need 8 slices, but we don't count to 8 because we only have 4 beats in a measure in this particular song because that's our time signature. Now I could go more in depth about that, but for now we'll just leave it at that. So we're counting, to count 8 notes in 4 beats, we say and. We go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that totals 8. To count 16ths, or 16 slices of pizza, we go 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and which equals 16. So this fill, like I said, is made up of 8th notes and 16th notes, and it goes as follows: 1 and 2 E and 3 E and 4 and. So you notice it's mostly 16ths, but there's a couple of 8th notes in there. And what happens here is in beat 2, we switch from leading with our right hand into leading with our left hand. And what that means is usually right-handed drummers, if you're left-handed, all of what I say here is going to be the opposite. But usually right-handed drummers, when you're playing 8th notes on the hi-hat, or anywhere, you're going to play those 8th notes with your right hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. If you're playing 16th notes, you would play those 16th notes with the left hand, say if they were in combination with the 8th notes. For example, 1 and 2 E and 3 and 4 E and. But in this fill, that actually switches. And the reason why it switches is because where the drums are placed in the fill, you pretty much have to do it this way in order for you to reach everything and for it to make sense and come out of the fill correctly. So I'm going to break it down into 2 beats at a time. Let's do the first 2 beats first. So the first 2 beats go like this: 1 and 2 E and. Okay, so you might have noticed there, when I started on the downbeat, number one was with my right hand and my kick drum. The and was still with my right hand, but then it switches over to my left on the two, E. So we go 2E and So now we're going left, right, instead of right, right, left, right, left. That would be weird. So we have to go left, right, left, right. So 1 and 2E and 1 and 2E and Don't forget the bass drum is with the 1. So we have 1 and 2E and Okay, so the third and fourth beats go like this. They go 3E and 4 and Now we're staying left-handed basically all the way until we get to the 4 and then the and So we have both and then right, left on the 4 and So 3E and 4 and So we have 3 with our left and kick, E with our right, and with our left again, and then 4 with both, and then right, left, and 3E and 4 and So here's the whole thing put together. 1 and 2E and 3E and 4 and So once again, it starts leading with the right hand, switches to leading with the left hand, and then ends leading with the right hand again. So that way, when you come out of that fill, if you were to hit a crash, you're going to have that right hand free to hit your crash. So we have speed it up a bit. Now, actually, in the song, I can't remember if he puts a crash there or not. No, there's no crash in the song. But, this is something that you could use in, your own music or, put variations on it and stuff. I just thought it was a really cool fill. When I heard the song, originally, like the first part of the song, I was like, oh, it's pretty easy. Most of my students will be able to play that. And then once we got to the end and that fill happened, I was like, ooh, that's a pretty challenging part. So, but it's definitely the coolest part of the song. And I've had several of my students be able to figure this out. And I've seen the look on their face when they play this fill and get it right. They're like, wow, I just did something really cool. Like, it gives that kind of satisfaction feeling when you pull off this fill successfully. And I think it's really worth learning. So anyway, hopefully if you found this video helpful and educational, let me know in the comments down below. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know as well, and I'll do my best to answer. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. And don't forget to check out CJM's drum channel down below, where you can see the full lesson of this song at his channel. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day. Later.